Hey everyone, this is the first time that I've recorded a video like this, other than the little shorts that I've been doing. So I wanted to give you guys a couple of updates and some of my thoughts on the state of Solo Lane and, in general Smite, because I've been getting a lot of questions like that. But first, just a little bit of the updates. So this next week, from the 23rd to 28th, I will be gone, so there will be no streams. I'll be on vacation. And then when I come back, I'll get back into it. I'll also be finishing up uni soon, so I will have a lot more time freed up, and I can do a lot more, recordings like this or just higher quality videos and stuff. The last week we had double uploads because we fucked up a little bit for the patch. We didn't prepare properly, so Wolfie did a lot of work, in advance that we didn't want to trash, so we decided to double upload it. There will be no more double uploads for probably a while. I don't know, we might decide on, some one-off type double uploads, but we're gonna go back to the one upload per day schedule. And now, there's been a lot of questions about my opinions on the Solo Lane and, in general, Smite. There's been a lot of other content creators that have been covering this as well. The latest one, most notable one, was Intersects. But even before that, there's been people that were just unhappy with the state of Solo Lane, state of Warriors, stuff like that. So, the biggest problem, I think, within the game right now... Well, there's two of them. Two really big problems for Solo Lane anyways. Minions are too tanky, especially past 15 minutes. They scale too much in damage reduction and too much in HP. This is a big problem because, first of all, it eliminates a lot of god options and it narrows them down to only the ones that can clear quickly. And it also eliminates the entire playstyle of clearing and proxying. On top of minions already being very, very tanky, proxying is still not been changed, by the way. Minions are tankier when you proxy them, unnecessarily. So proxying is almost impossible if you play Wukong Ama, or if they release Vamana, or, if you're trying to proxy with anyone, it's so difficult because the minions are so tanky, and then they get this proxy buff on top of that for no reason. And then past 15 minutes, oh my god, it becomes so bad, so bad. Your first item in Solo Lane is usually a damage item, we're talking Rune Force, Golden Blade, Eye of Erebus, Gavel as well. But then, from that point onwards, you are building tank, at least if you're playing traditional Solo Lane. And, oh my god, it is miserable, because you no longer get any more damage ups, and minions are only getting tankier. It is so miserable. If you clear a wave without your wave hitting it, it takes you more than 10 seconds to clear the wave. I mean, I've had situations with Wukong where I got 2 rotations of ability off to kill the wave, because the melees weren't dying. They need to change this. As soon as possible, and I hope that more people take this problem more seriously. Viewers, content creators, whatever. Just please, this problem it's terrible. It's plaguing the Solo Lane the most because we're building tank. We're supposed to be laners, but laning is impossible when you build tank. I've seen even ADCs and mid laners struggle a little bit with this. Even junglers, when they take over a wave, it's just hard to clear the wave, man. The other problem is that item protections are completely off, because they have balanced it like they have balanced the Rod of Tahuti for mid laners. Currently, we don't have 1% prod increase item, we have 4 of them. Berserker Shield, the Dwarven Plate, Draconic Scale, and Freya's Tears. We even have Brawlers, but it's only 10%, so it's fine. But we have 4% prod increase items, meaning that they've applied the same logic to Intelligence and Rod of Tahuti. The reason why intelligence items just have not so much int is because Rod of Tahuti increases your intelligence by percentage. So then for the prod items, they made every single individual prod item garbage. And then you buy one of these items, or all 4 of them. And all of a sudden, you are the tankiest motherfucker on the planet. I mean, we've been hitting prod numbers over 500, like sometimes 600. You get Pridwin shields of 1k plus. It's ridiculous how tanky you get late game when you have the whole thing. But up to that point, wow is it miserable, and is every item boring and dog shit. They need to make it just like in Smite 1, where every item that tanks built was just good individually, and there were no % prod increases other than a very, very specific redstone at level 20. Or percent prot increases built in God's kits. I think that was also kind of cool. Because, I mean, yeah, right now, it's just ridiculous. Your first item, if you build a prot item first, you're not going to have a good time. And this is a big reason why you see a lot of these ranged characters, you know, mages and hunters do well, because they don't have to build this prot item first. I mean, tanks don't build it either, but they would if they could. The mages and hunters don't have to. So, because of that, they don't really get punished much. If you built, or if you played a mage and a hunter against a tank that went phalanx or pestilence first in Smite 1, you would have a terrible time. You could still maybe play the game, of course, you know, I'm sure there was plenty of ways to play still. But you'd have a much worse time because it was clearly made to prevent that kind of bullshit from happening. So yeah, just tone down. Well, I'd say completely remove the percent prot increase items. They can maybe tone them down. They could maybe have a handful, but I would say completely remove them and make every item have high base prots. Another problem, which is a bit of a phantom problem. It might be these other two problems that are much stronger, and then they make this one pop out of nowhere. But it is the general design philosophy behind roles and stats of gods. In Smite 1, they would make and balance a god around the role he's supposed to be played in. Whether or not this was good, or you agree with it, or whatever, they at least balanced it around it, and they had a direction. Right now, they don't have a direction. Right now, everything is sort of going anywhere, or at least that's their idea, that's what they're doing. But it only really affects Solo Lane. Because all the other roles still have whatever is supposed to be there from Smite 1. So we have this mixed design philosophy only affecting the Solo Lane. I would like to see that changed a little bit. But, you know, before I say this is the main problem, I think the other two problems are more important, and then we'll see maybe, you know, if the prot numbers are in check, and if, well, minions aren't so tanky, maybe there won't even be a need for this design, or like, you know, stat numbers and whatever to be changed. And the last part, not just in Solo Lane, but generally speaking, you know, balance is, god balance is very off. Gods and aspects are really poorly balanced. It feels like very, very often they forget about an aspect or a god. Like Ares aspect, I don't even know if Hi-Res knows what it does. Or Sobek aspect, or, you know, stuff like that. Just we have a lot of content, but not a lot of it gets used, and definitely not a lot of it gets played or changed, or thought about at all. It feels like a little bit of a waste for what we have right now. Like we're almost using it just for statistics. You know, oh my god, look, we have so many ways to play it. Oh, but it only, you know, 50 are actually played and good. The other 100 are completely worthless, and it was a waste of time to develop. Oh, no, nice, okay, great. So yeah, I mean, I really don't know. I would like to see them at least try to balance it more. Maybe, like, just slow it down a little bit. I mean, I understand they're pumping content or whatever, but slow it down. We have good content right now. We have technically more than in Smite 1 if you're gonna take every aspect as an individual god. We have more content than Smite 1 almost. Just fucking chill a little bit, you know? Have everything function at least the way you'd want it to function, because, you know, to be fair, I guess we don't even know how they want it to function. Like, they don't even maybe know. Yeah, and the other general thing I wanted to mention is I think the main menu is terrible. Like, I feel like there's nothing good about the main menu, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think any of those things you want to click on the top are well done at all. There's a lot of delay on your buttons in the main menu. There's a lot of missing systems as well. You know, there's no builds. You can't see your builds that you've played in your history. The only thing you see is the newest skins. Oh, boom, newest skins. Here you go, buy them. I don't really even pay attention to the skins too much, I'm not gonna lie, but obviously it catches your eye when it pops up. But for all the other functionalities in the main menu, I mean, you kind of like forget you even, I mean, to be fair, I just want to be out of the main menu and in a game, because there's nothing for me there, you know? And I feel like they should at least polish these things a little bit so that people are excited to click on things. You know, in SMITE 1, I feel like I was a little bit more excited. Oh, like even, you know, way back specifically, I was more excited to click on things in SMITE 1. Right now, I feel like I just want to get into a game. But at least add like a spectate feature or replays or something. So to add a secondary form of entertainment. Maybe, you know, oh my god, look, big game happening right now, high MMR. And then you can click to spectate it. Or to replay your own matches. It's more entertainment, and it helps like reporting bugs and seeing bugs and stuff too, and it helps content creators get some nice stuff from replays and spectator. I mean, also just fix spectator. I mean, it's terrible. The spectator is some of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. The SMITE spectator is not good. More on the gameplay polish. There's a lot of problems with descriptions. The auto attack desync is still a thing, by the way. We've had auto attack desync since 2012. We still get auto attack desync. We're gonna have GTA 6 and we get auto attack desync. The descriptions I wanted to touch on a little bit more, and I'm gonna tie it in with animations and sounds. There's very often that the ability descriptions aren't describing the ability very well, or missing out text, missing out numbers. Sometimes the numbers are just wrong or not updated. I mean, it happened way too often that, you know, the ability description is just wrong. So very often when you notice that they're all wrong, you start kind of losing faith in what you're even reading anymore, or if any of these changes are real. The animations... I mean, I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like the animations are really bad still. Sometimes you can't see them happen. You can't really react to a lot of animations. They've sped them up a lot, I feel like. And it feels like there's no mass in the game still. This is a complaint I've had even at the start of SMITE 2, where it felt like there was no mass in animations. Things just happen instantly. And it still feels like there's no mass in any of the animations. Yeah, and a lot of things come out instantly and you can't react. You can't... You know, I've had a game on this one on YouTube as well. I played the Nemesis into Baron. I tried to react to Baron 1, but you can't. It's impossible. The animation goes off instantly, and there's no sound cue either. Sometimes it was silent. Another problem. Very many ability sounds don't happen. Sometimes I feels like when there's too much sound... Sometimes I feel like there's a limit to how much sound that can happen at one time. And then certain things you can't hear at all because they don't fit in anymore. Sometimes ability effects are covered. You can't see Scylla 2 in Aposschult, for example. Very strange. I've had many times where I could not see an ability. And then it hit me and I'm like, oh shit, okay. Oh. So... There's a lot of these kinds of visual and audio problems within the game, on top of a lot of the description errors and stuff. And Counterplay has been completely removed, basically, from the game. You pretty much play the same build every single game. There's not really many counter matchups. Definitely not in Solo Lane. In SMITE 1, you would sometimes pick... based on what your pick is good into, or sometimes you would top pick a really safe pick. But right now, I don't feel this way. I feel like if he has picked a top pick, my answer is that I will just pick the next one in line. Because there is not really any counter picking anymore. There's no, you know, Ares into Tyr type counter picking. There's no Sobek into Bellona or whatever. You know, that doesn't really exist. It doesn't feel very impactful when I try and counter pick. This also works for other roles. I don't know if anybody is currently picking counter matchups, really. I mean, sometimes you maybe pick them, like maybe you think about it a little bit, you know, sometimes, you know, Susano into Giannis can still work. That's an okay counter matchup, but that is so rare. It's so rare. And yeah, the builds, I mean, you build the same build every single game. Seriously. You don't have to change anything at all. Even if you play against 5 of the same damage type, you can still build Dwarven Plate, Draconic Scale, Berserker Shield. It doesn't matter. You're building the same build. And it certainly doesn't matter if you're a damage dealer. if you're playing into 5 of the same damage type, because you wouldn't change your build anyways. I mean, damage dealers just find the highest DPS build and play it every single game. Tanks just play the same build every single game, because if you change up your items too much, if you don't have Draconic, Dwarven, you know, Freya's, Berserkers, or whatever, all of a sudden it's a problem. You don't get any prots anymore. So there's no counterplay to healing either. They limited anti-healing to 25%. And the only thing it really affects at a reasonable way is built-in healing from, you know, healers like Ra, Afro, and stuff like that. You know, that's what it feels like they balance it around. But most of the problems that healing is right now is related to gimmick healing. You know, we're talking proccing Shield of the Phoenix too much, or proccing Vamp Shot too much, or, you know, when the Rat was bugged, or Pele 3, and like stuff like that. There's gimmick healers, I mean, I'll just call them gimmick healers, whatever you want to call them really, are healing more than the actual healers. The only actual healer that heals a lot is Guan Yu. But that's all he does, he just heals. There's nothing else he does. I mean, Kabrakan 2 heals more than Aphrodite. Why is that? So, I don't really... I wish there was more counterplay in the game. It's sometimes boring because there's very little interaction between whatever I'm doing and whatever he's doing. All the counterplay is related to, like, map pressure and shit. But that's not even counterplay, that's just general game flow. The last thing I want to mention is that they say they cater to new players, but the skill floor has never been higher within Smite. The skill ceiling has never been lower, but the skill floor is ridiculously high. There's too many things going on. Too many knowledge checks within the game. So I'm not really sure who they're catering to. They say it's new players, but it doesn't feel like it. It really doesn't feel like it. And it feels like they oftentimes forget what they even want with the game. Like sometimes they will make a change. And actually, the recent one. The recent change with strength items and stuff. So they changed the tier 1 strength, the axe. They changed Skegox. And they changed Lucerne Hammer. But the other strength options still give the same amount. So Battle Axe, which is 100 gold cheaper than Skegox, gives the same strength but also gives 100 HP. Adaptive Sash, which costs 1000 gold, gives 25 strength. Lucerne Hammer at 1250 gives 20. You know, just an example of them forgetting about, you know, changing more things than just the little, like, select few that they just, you know, thought of when they woke up. It's a bit disappointing sometimes when so many things are overlooked and, you know, then there's always this, oh, it's a beta, you know, like, okay, sure. But they could at least, you know, add 2 more items into the pool that they change. It's a beta. Sure. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, I still enjoy Smite. I mean, I've bashed it a shit ton right now. I did give it some, you know, some of like a little bit of feedback on what they could do better, but I do enjoy the game. I think Smite 1 was better, but I enjoy the game. And I hope that it keeps on improving, because I'm excited about the future of Smite 2, and I want it to succeed. I'm just worried that if this is how we're gonna keep doing things, that sorry, I say we, how they are gonna keep doing things. I'm not developing shit, of course. But if this is how they're gonna keep doing things, I find it hard to get new people into the game, and I find it hard to believe when they say new people are getting into the game, because there's too many problems, especially for new players. Too much like bad polish and bad new player experience. So I'm not sure what's going on. But yeah, I just want to say the obvious. If you find Smite fun, I mean, play it. Why not? It's doing well. If you're trying to make money and compete, avoid at all costs. But if you're trying to just have some good fun, with or without friends, whatever, play it, give it a go. But play it, you know, if you find it fun. Don't play it if you find it frustrating. Because there's a lot of people right now that finds a lot of things in Smite frustrating. I mean, just take a break at that point, no? just take a break, come back later, maybe find it more fun. That's what I did many times. I found it very frustrating at times, and then I would take a break and come back, and it would be a lot better. Right now I'm having the most fun ever with streaming and doing YouTube, and I really appreciate all of you watching and supporting. It means a lot, and I will try and keep delivering, you know, high quality content as best as I can. Also, my editor Wolfie, he's the guy behind. Well, he's really doing more work on the videos than me. I'm just giving him the videos, but you know, we work over it together. So I wanted to give him a little bit of a shout out, and I wanted to thank you all, both in my name and in his, for watching and supporting and being very like, there's a lot of funny comments, and I really it makes my day. So yeah, thank you everyone. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you watched it. If not, that's okay. Appreciate you anyways, even if you watched for 10 seconds. Catch you in the next video, 6 p.m. CT every day. Peace out.